Today on The Social, Hailey Bieber joins the billionaire club with the sale of her cosmetics company. But does flipping who the breadwinner is change your relationship dynamic? And is it the summit or the climb? British tourists scaled Mount Everest in less than a week by inhaling a gas. Is it okay to scale new heights by taking controversial shortcuts? Then, matches made in heaven. Get, set, and slay with coordinated summer looks made with minimal effort for maximum impact. Plus, don't let menstrual symptoms cramp your style. At-home stretches to relieve period pain with body and posture expert Liza Egboga. It all starts now on The Social.
Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a seat, everybody. Happy Thursday. Glad to have you with us. Listen, we want to begin the show with letting everybody know, like all of you, we have been following the news of the devastating wildfires happening in Manitoba, in Alberta, and Saskatchewan. And we want to let you know our hearts are going out to all of those, the families, everyone having to deal with leaving their homes and facing uncertainty and all the turmoil right now. So please stay safe. We are thinking of all of you. So we wanted to begin there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, okay, let's begin with our first topic on the show, and it has to do with something that I don't know if you heard about in the news. It's a big deal. Hailey Bieber's $1 billion cosmetics deal. Have you heard about this? Big money. So Hailey announced yesterday that she has sold her wildly successful beauty brand, Rhode, to E.l.f. Cosmetics for a cool $1 billion. This comes after a ton of reports that perhaps her husband, Justin Bieber, may be on the verge of financial collapse after building up a ton of debt from his canceled 2022 tour. So it actually got us thinking about something when it comes to maybe we can all relate to, which is how are relationship dynamics impacted when the breadwinner of the family changes? Sticky. What do you think, Andrea?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Listen, first, I just want to say congratulations. Before I give the bad news, let me give the congratulations. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to do these types of deals, to build this type of company, so it's fantastic news. But sadly, my first thought was, ooh, what's the dynamic of that marriage going to be like now? Because I think, of course, I don't know what's going on in their relationship, and I want to be very clear about that. But, you know, if he married her because he felt like I'm comfortable with her because I know I'm up here and she's down here, or vice versa, she married him because she's like, oh, I don't want to be it, I want to marry it. So I like, you know, chasing this guy. He's a superstar. I can be underneath the umbrella of his superstardom. She's gonna wake up this morning and feel maybe a little bit different about it because now she's got all the money in the account. So that's the first thing I thought about. But if he is a secure person, he will congratulate his wife and this will be a wonderful thing. But because of that tweet that he posted a couple weeks ago,
about it.
and we talked about it, like, I said she was never gonna make, if he continues to make those little shots at her, because that's always a sign that someone's not happy for you, something great happens for you and they're like, yeah, but you know, if that continues to happen in their relationship, we already know what's gonna happen because no one can sustain that kind of nonsense. But we'll wait and see because we don't know. We don't know.
I can't understand that level of like, I don't know, being angry at a spouse for being the breadwinner.
Supposed to be your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, I don't understand. Maybe because I'm not a man. Because it does.
No.
Sorry for any men in the audience.
No, say it.
But maybe there is a stereotype that it's only the men that get hurt. There's something maybe involved with ego if their wife or partner were to become the breadwinner. Like I have been the breadwinner for 10 years, and I would happily give it over to my partner. Do you know what I mean? Like, So I just think it's a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility. So all the men out there are just like, listen to me.
I think it's changing.
It feels great not to be it.
Right? I think it is changing a little bit. Like, I do know a lot of men in my life who are the primary homemakers now, I guess is what you call it, and they quite enjoy it, and they get to look after the kids more often. The thing is that there was there was a study from the University of Chicago that found that in heterosexual marriages, to be clear, when there's a female breadwinner, they are 50% more likely to end in divorce.
Yep.
So already we know the statistics are bad, and then there's an extra 50% on top of that, which does speak to, I don't know if it's...
Is it resentment?
I think it's partially what we talk about on the show a lot is that the work of the home, in some cases, continues to still be the work of the female. So if she's making extra money and she's out there working the job that pays more, and she's still doing the bulk of the homework and not getting any money for that, therein lies, I think, the rub and what causes the divorces.
And there was actually a big study that was just released about that even though 30 to 40% of households in Canada and America, it is the woman who is the lead breadwinner. I didn't realize it was so high, to be honest. And things are changing. We are getting higher education. We are getting the higher paying jobs. However, if there is a man in the same job, he is making more than us, but in any case. So I do think there is something definitely to that. It's just, gender roles die so hard, don't they? They've been ingrained in us from time immemorial. So when all of a sudden, in a very short time, women are outpacing men in many ways, it's a shift psychologically. And there's actually a phenomenon for the idea of a woman marrying up. It's called hypergamy. It's a very well-known...
Hypergamy?
Hypergamy.
I like that word.
Hypergamy.
I like the sound of it.
Yes.
Hypergamy.
It's social psychology, very well studied, that even if a woman if she makes 10 million, she'll still look for unconsciously or consciously someone who's making 12 million.
Yeah.
There is an idea of a gender role.
You know why? Because she doesn't want to hear about the fact that she makes 10 million.
Right.
Do you think it's that, or do you think it's some deeply ingrained protection, which is so, it's like gone wrong?
I've dated guys that I make more money than or have something more, and it's always a conversation. They're the ones that are always bringing it up. They're the ones that have the issue. You go to a restaurant, they're the ones that are like, oh, do we have to go here? It's so expensive. Oh, you're always doing something fancy. They're the ones that have the problem.
Because they're feeling insecure about it.
Because they cannot provide. They think that they cannot, because they can't pay for it or they can't afford it, that it's a problem. And it's like, it's not a problem for me.
Right.
It's always a problem for them.
So going back, let's see if Justin is going to be better with the diapers with his son. And if he's going to be okay with Hailey bringing home the bacon, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my goodness. Loves it.
See?
Okay, well, speaking of success, 2 Brazilian nuns have gone viral after dropping an impromptu beatbox and dance session on a Catholic TV show. Take a look.
Rapaz, que é isso?
Gente, é show. I'm living for this.
Yeah.
What's our reaction to this?
Well, I don't know. It's joyful. It's fun. I can understand why it went viral, but as somebody who works in TV, I just can't get past the set.
Oh my God!
Sad. Yes.
Really? Lighting in the
set. Cable TV.
It's a Catholic TV station.
Yeah. You know, what's the excuse?
You were looking at that. I was like, Father, forgive me, but that's a good-looking priest. Did you see the muscles underneath that? Father, forgive me and my unpure thoughts. But I was like, Brazil, even the priests are hot there.
But okay, thank you that you brought it up that it's Brazilian. I feel like this is so in line with Brazilians. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, of course they're nuns beatbox in Brazil.
Yeah.
You know what else goes down in Brazil? This is like, even though this caught me because we don't see nuns like this. We don't see priests doing this. And I like that it humanizes them, to be honest. I like that we've realized, oh, they're not just sitting and praying all day. They love music.
They need a rebrand anyway,
They need a
right?
rebrand in many ways. But there's a famous DJ. He is Portuguese. I don't know if it's a Portuguese thing. His name is Padre Guilherme. And if any of you know him, he is the famous DJ who takes holy music and mixes it with techno.
Wow.
He did a huge set in Rio at Christ the Redeemer statue. There's Padre. Look at him. Work it. And you know what he says about this?
Yeah.
He's been DJing for decades, and he even got those headphones blessed by Pope Francis when he was alive.
Aww.
Because he said music is what unites people, and this is how he brings especially young people into the church.
Wow.
So I just want to go to one of his events.
He's so right, because Growing up, I went to 2 different churches. The first one was an Anglican church, and it was very traditional, the organ, the choir, everything, you know. Afterwards, we had raisin bread and butter, and it was very nice. And then the other church we went to was a Catholic Caribbean church where there was steel pan, drums, a guitar, and it was a full band, and they had bakes and saltfish after church. And it was like, guess what church I went to more? Like, there is something to it. These nuns said they wanted to reach people's hearts, and I think they went beyond that, because I think they are going to get a lot of young people saying, oh, we thought you guys were just sitting there and praying all the time. It is fun. You can listen to music, and it is cool to go to church. So I think they did do exactly what they meant to do. And Father, forgive me for the whole priest thing.
You're into it? Well, you guys have convinced me. I'll tell you, my
Coming to church with me on Sunday?
I'll come to church with you. I'll come to church if it's the steel drums and fun time.
Yeah.
But like at first I was like, couldn't get over the set, and then I was like, is this a little bit desperate? Like, you know, sometimes when you take like a very old, established institution and you try to meet in the middle with pop culture, sometimes it can land really well, and sometimes it can fail. I'm not the target audience, and it sounds like you guys are saying it landed really well, so I agree.
I was like, where is she gonna stop this train?
I think she's being, I think the word is very diplomatic.
Yeah.
She's very diplomatic. Up next, everybody, there is a group of British tourists that climbed Mount Everest in less than a week by inhaling this kind of newish gas. So is it okay to scale new heights by taking controversial shortcuts?
Ooh, good idea.
Is it still fair or not? We'll get your thoughts and our thoughts.
Oh, interesting. This will be a good one.
Next week on The Social, forget bad hair days. Learn how to find the perfect hairstyle for your face shape. Expert tips from stylist Jason Lee.
All right. This conversation is going. If you want to join this conversation as it flows, get us on our social media sites, and that's where you can get your say on all of these topics.
Okay, so until now, climbing Mount Everest was a feat few of us could imagine, but now there's hope for us commoners. The New York Times is reporting that a group of British tourists scampered up the summit after inhaling xenon gas, which can help people acclimatize to high altitudes in a faster way. So does this defeat the purpose of mountaineering?
Yes! Yes, it does. And must we optimize everything?
Yeah.
Like, this is like, everybody's trying to get better, faster. This seems a lot like bro science. What about, like, the experience of just taking it easy? Going up, putting in the hard work, exactly. I think that this is like, we should all be bothered by this.
But would you say the same thing? Like, clearly there wasn't Gore-Tex jackets the first time someone reached the summit of
And
Mount
hiking
Everest,
boots.
or oxygen. Every single climber uses oxygen.
Okay, so the off-label use of this without a scientific basis and with unknown health risks, I mean, I think we can agree that this is risky behavior. And all it's going to take is for one guy...
It's risky to climb a damn mountain.
Yeah, that's
The
fair.
whole thing is a risk.
But you add
purpose to doing that.
Right, but you add to it, you're snorting some kind of a gas. I don't think we want to start this trend.
I'm doing it.
What?
I'm doing it. First of all, it takes 3 weeks without the gas and 1 week with the gas. I'm doing it with the gas, baby. Shorter, get up there. I still have to use my legs, right, to climb up there. I still have to do the work. It's just making it a little bit easier for my breathing. It's not like I'm getting an Uber ride up there and passing everybody or being dropped off by a helicopter. I still have to do the work. So I don't think you're cheating yourself.
I don't think you're cheating either, even though I get the reticence, right? Because you're just like, oh, you're inhaling some kind of gas. We don't really know what it's used for. But guess what? The same language was used when oxygen was introduced to mountaineering.
Yeah.
It was the early 1920s, and there were some early climbers who said, hey, what if we supercharge ourselves? Because as soon as you get above 8,000 feet, people were dying.
Yep.
They were dying all over the place to try to climb the mountain. So there was that combination of like that human spirit and wanting to like conquer something like this. And then there was human ingenuity, which has got us things like the car and you watching us on television. And technology is an amazing thing if it helps us achieve something great. So the exact same language was used by purists. If you want to be a true alpinist, then you will do it without oxygen. And then the first time, it took 30 years from the introduction of oxygen to actually somebody summiting with oxygen, and then they go, okay, fine, I guess we'll allow oxygen now. However, if you are a hardcore mountaineer today and you still summit without oxygen or xenon, you are considered the GOAT. You get a badge of honor. It still does mean
Okay,
something.
but does it matter that the Nepal tourism director in this article was saying that the gas is against climbing ethics, and that also, you know, you have to go up, I mean, with Sherpa,
Yeah.
and they're employed. And so if you tighten that, it can impact their income as well. So I don't know.
Or does it mean more people can climb?
I don't
think it'll be
know.
more people because people like me will actually go.
You go.
Doesn't that sound like a bad thing? Personally, I'm never going to climb Everest, and I think there'll be, I know, shock. There are going to be people who want to climb Everest and they want to do it the fastest. There are going to be people who climb Everest because they want to do it in a traditional way. I'm not worried about this, but what I am worried is making it easier for more people to do. Don't you remember all the headlines maybe a couple of years ago? Just Everest is just like, it looked like a garbage lane of all of these climbers. This is going to bring more people in and make it easier for out-of-shape idiots like us to be able to.
But also, then you get the
not you guys
possibility
like
of
me.
over-tourism. Like, you've got this whole trend of people who really want to, like, I don't know, it's like bro science. Like, it's like getting up there and, like, you know, maximizing. They'll put a cold plunge at the bottom of the mountain. I don't know. And, like,
I don't see the problem with that.
You know,
I'm waiting for the problem. Maybe the Sherpas, okay, first of all, I think they're gonna have more work, not less work. And also maybe the people who are going there, it's like part of it will be taking your garbage with you or taking garbage down. You can fix the problem and be like, you guys are coming, but you can't just come and dump. You also have to help us because the next group behind you also wants a clean mountain to climb. I think you can fix the issue.
We'll have more time to do it.
Go.
I didn't know that time, the several weeks to climb Everest, the majority of that time is just sitting at the base because you have to acclimatize to that thin air. And so that's why this xenon gas makes it so much more efficient and so much faster. Again, they don't know what the side effects.
How many people are going to die from this?
Well, you can
overdose
push the
on
research forward. It could push the research forward, and maybe one day they're going to figure out, okay, xenon actually is safe, and then regulate it, and then we'll kind of cross it at that point. But I never want to poo-poo technology, but you're right. There has to be a balance between how we do this.
Not touching it.
We'll tell you about it.
All right.
I'll tell you about it. Like, here we are, Everest! All right, in other news, it turns out that the planet Jupiter smells like rotten eggs. I know, crazy. The BBC reports that scientists have been analyzing the not-so-sweet smells of outer space to better understand the makeup of the universe. Fascinating. So what do you guys make of this?
I think it's extremely exciting, Andrea. Don't you think it kind of demystifies that all chemicals are inherently bad? I think chemicals have gotten a bad rap lately, and I think it's partly because of the wellness industry.
Okay.
But if you think about it, anything that's made up of molecules is a chemical.
We are actually chemicals.
We're chemicals. Water is a chemical. And so, like, take the Milky Way. They're saying that the Milky Way, if we could breathe that air, would smell like raspberries.
Oh, I love
Isn't that
that.
cool? And they've found that the chemical, which is called ethyl formate, is the exact same chemical compound found here on Earth in an actual raspberry.
Cool.
So we're not saying space is made up of raspberries, but we're saying that the chemicals are the exact same, that they're this universal thing. And I find it, Andrea, very poetic because even across like these unfathomable distances, we are still connected to the cosmos.
I like that.
You know what?
Can I
Just
bring
for
that
speech?
I love that. And I love that you're discovering magic in the cosmos. I love that. And I think there is a lot of magic to be found. Overall, what I took from this article is that space is very stinky. If we could smell it, our heads would pop off, obviously. But there's a lot of bad smells. Like, they described Jupiter as poisonous marzipan clouds, the smell of it. And Saturn's largest moon, Titan, smells of sweet almonds, gas, and rotting fish. So these are not the most pleasant. You mentioned the raspberries. That's one good one.
Yeah, let's go to the Milky Way.
What was also interesting to me is that it seems suspiciously connected to the perfume industry, because the person who's running this they're doing it for a museum in London, but she is somebody who is both a scientist and also somebody who studies olfactory scents. She's a scent person. And I'm just waiting for the time when Gwyneth Paltrow comes out with her candle, right? Alongside her smells like vaginas, smells like Jupiter's farts. Those will be on a shelf coming to you soon.
Yeah.
That's an amazing idea.
And guess what?
That's another billion-dollar idea.
You know what we're getting her for Christmas?
There you go. Jupiter fart candle.
Fart candle. marshmallows and a little raspberry.
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh, things we learned today. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, listen, on the other side of the break, this is a really hot topic everywhere. Apparently cheating is so out of control on America's campuses and their colleges that that AI and schools, they've actually decided we're gonna bring back pen and paper exams. Okay, the question is, after the break, we'll try to answer, is that the right fix? We'll decide after this. This is a huge topic. So the Wall Street Journal is reporting that cheating with ChatGPT at American colleges is so out of control that some schools are actually deciding to bring back old school blue exam booklets and just pens, and that's it. No phones anywhere. Will this combat AI cheating?
What do you guys think? Right? You all are on board. Well, my first thought when I heard this story was, I think the teachers are actually trying to help the students.
Yeah.
I know AI, we talk about it all the time on the show. The horse has left the barn, the train has left the station, it's already happening. But I think there are a lot of students, and I would be guilty of it too if I was a young person in school, are leaning too heavily on this technology because they know they have it. And I think by bringing back the pen and paper, the teachers are trying to remind these kids, you're smart enough. You have the answer. You don't need this. You don't need ChatGPT. I know if you study and you put your mind to it, you can do it. And I'm going to give you an hour in this class and you're going to surprise yourself. I'm going to give you a mark back that you're going to feel like you truly own that mark because you did not use technology. You used your brain and you took your time and you studied. Old-fashioned way to do it. And I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. You know, it's fascinating to me. As a former educator, I always ask myself, what would I do if I was in the classroom right now?
Yeah.
Because this is, you know, we talk about this all the time with our kids. We have no idea what the future of education means now with the dawn of ChatGPT. It's almost like you are outsourcing learning and knowledge all by itself. So I definitely thought to myself, the onus is going to be on teachers and it's going to be on schools and educators to shift. Because the bigger question is, what is the point of the education system? Is it not to train our kids for the future? The future workforce
But it's also to
is
teach
that.
them how to learn.
No, it's true.
You know what I mean? Like, how
you're absolutely right. But I think for me, the challenge for the teacher is, how can I use and harness the power of ChatGPT and AI and still teach critical thinking? So here's an example. So if you're studying a historical figure, I said, okay, how would I ask the kids to answer this question? And they may or may not use ChatGPT. So here's an example. Choose a key concept, character, or historical figure that we've studied this term. Now imagine, they came to your school for a day. Write a reflective journal entry from your perspective describing what happened, what you talked about, and how the experience changed your understanding of that person or idea. ChatGPT can't give you an answer to that. Do you see how you have to use? No, not at all. No, because you have to personalize it, right? So if everybody is putting in that same prompt.
But you're the one who's also said it. The ChatGPT gets to know you. So if it's known you for a little while, it could actually...
This requires the student to actually get out of what ChatGPT could tell you about the history of Napoleon. It can't tell you what Napoleon's going to do in your school for a day.
But you could say to ChatGPT, put it in the voice of a student, and here's a little bit about me, and make it sound like me. And ChatGPT will do a very good job. And I think students need to be smarter. Did you read about the one student who did this to write an essay? And then he just copy and pasted the whole thing and left out the prompts. So he actually handed an essay that said, now make it seem dumber, because I'm not that smart.
So, that's what I'm saying. They're getting lazy.
I think, what about a two-tiered solution? Because I love what you just said about the critical thinking. And what if AI is thought of as like a learning companion, the way that calculators in a dictionary were when I was young, and they use it throughout the school year, but when it comes to the exams, it's like, that's when we want to know what you've absorbed. And we do bring back those blue books and pens.
Well, what about
helping them?
Instead of just the blue, like that, what if it is some kind of oral dissertation? If you actually have to sit down, like Jess, your speech about the smells in the cosmos.
Oh my God.
That was very compelling stuff. That means I know that you've retained and learned about the cosmos.
But that's a lot of time for the teachers. That's a lot of time. I had an exam like that. It was an oral exam. We were going in one at a time.
Horrible?
It's hours.
Do you know how long it takes to mark one exam? It used to
I know, but at least you can
take
take that home and do that in your own time. I think like having one student after, I don't know. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, listen, teacher, this is going to be the thing of education.
For our generation,
It
I
really,
just want to
really
make
is.
sure that my kid, and I think your kid too, understands how to learn.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
retain information and not just be like fed stuff, because we know that like all the research shows that actually that activity of holding a pen, doing it, it actually helps to retain
without a
information,
doubt.
helps to knowledge. So if you lose that entirely, I don't know, we're doomed. Kids are going to be like, I don't know.
I think it also builds your confidence when you know it's like, I wrote this. This came from me and I wrote this and I worked on it, and I think that's going to be
Let's see.
future.
Coming up next. All right, summer's around the corner, so matching summer sets with stylist Erica Work is next. We'll get We are back, everybody. I am obsessed with matching sets, and I have tons in my wardrobe. So I love them because they're easy, it's coordinated, minimal effort, maximum impact.
I mean, you've sold me already. I actually don't have a matching set right now, but I'm so open to them. So I can't wait to see what our next guest has in store. So here with matching sets for summer, all from Joe Fresh, please welcome back to the show, stylist Erica Work.
Erica, always good to see you. Okay, so talk to us. Why do you love matching sets and why are they so good for summer?
I mean, I think a matching set is so fantastic to add into your wardrobe because of the re-wear possibility.
Yeah.
It gives the pieces you already have at home in your closet a fresh perspective, because then you're able to not only wear it as a set, but you're also able to break it up and reuse it multiple times. And with Joe Fresh prices, you can buy all of the sets and more and really create a functional and fashionable summer wardrobe.
Ooh, I love this. I love a matching set as well because they just look so polished immediately.
Yes.
And they take the guesswork out, you know, when you're getting dressed in the morning. It's just right there. So I can't wait to see what you've brought. Is it kind of thinking about me in mind? For
This outfit could not be more Jess if it tried, actually.
Candace, Candace, please come down immediately.
Did I nail the assignment?
That is
I literally went on the website. I swear to God, I went on the website and I was like, well, she's gonna buy this in every color.
It comes in more than one color.
Yes, queen, it does. I know, you're gonna live in these.
Oh my God.
They're also so great for travel.
This is.
And you love to travel.
I love to travel, but here's the thing. I actually gave away my one and only matching set because it's made of polyester. And polyester makes me stink. It makes me stink really bad. So talk to me about the materials here.
Right, so I think what's so great about this matching set, first of all, the price points. You're getting both pieces for under $70. Incredible. And it's made of 100% poplin cotton. So it's going to be breathable, natural fiber, moisture wicking, all that good stuff. It's also, because it's a poplin fabric, what that essentially means is it's starchier. So it's gonna hold its shape really well.
Which I love.
And what I love about this is how many different ways you can style it. So here I've styled on Candace with a really great basic white rib tank underneath for just $19. But you could also button this up all the way and tuck it in and make it almost like a jumpsuit. Or if you are traveling, whether it's to a cottage or a warm weather destination, you could also wear this as a bathing suit cover-up, right?
Yeah.
So there's just so many different ways to style this. And then we added some really fun accessories like this cat eye sunny for just $16, and then finish it off with these amazing slides for just $29.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Candace.
Thank you, Candace.
so
The
much.
color is so good too, right?
That's you, girl. That's you.
Yes.
I want them all.
Our fashion taste very different. Very different. My summer outfits, they are bright, airy, fun, and obviously have to have a crop top. Yvonne, come on out and show us this next
We're hitting
look.
all the marks today, ladies. All the marks.
Oh,
That color.
oh, this is beautiful. Is it cropped?
It is cropped, but as you'll notice on Yvonne, we put the skirt a little bit higher so it doesn't have to show skin. But Melissa, if you wanted, you could do a low rise in this skirt
Obviously.
and expose as much skin as you want. So what I love about this matching set is, first of all, the color. That royal blue is so beautiful. But if you love neutrals more, this also comes in white. The top is just $29, the skirt just $45. I love that it's got the pockets, and I love the eyelet print. I feel like that eyelet print naturally makes me think of the summer weather. It's a really timeless print that looks so beautiful and fresh. And guys, do not sleep on Joe Fresh's accessories this season. These statement earrings are from Joe Fresh, and they are only $15.
Those are gorgeous.
Aren't they
I love them.
Absolutely beautiful. And then also this gorgeous raffia bag, also just $34, such a steal. And then these beautiful faux leather flip-flops. I love a flip-flop that has a more luxurious texture, because then when you're wearing them, it feels a little bit more dressed up. These are just $14 and come in 3 colorways.
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic. I love it. Number one, yes, I would pull the skirt a little lower and probably fold the crop top. But I love eyelet. I love eyelet. But you got, like, how do we wear it so it doesn't also feel too like little girl or juvenile?
Right. That's a really good point. So I think something you want to think about is the cut or silhouette of the look. So in this case, because we're working with really classic silhouettes, we have like a sweetheart neckline, and then we also just have an A-line skirt, which is universally flattering. That automatically feels less juvenile and more elevated and age appropriate. I think you want to avoid anything that has too many ruffles or frills on it.
Right.
So keep the structure plain and simple and classic, and you'll never grow tired of it.
Love it.
Love it.
Thank you. All right, Erica, I live in a matching set. I'm literally wearing a matching set. I came to work in a matching set. And I really like it when it's done in linen. So I cannot wait to see the next look. Come on out.
Yes, Cynthia.
Oh my God.
Love a 3-piece suit. Yeah,
This is me, and I am this. This is, I will say, I will take it all.
Yeah, it's so, so good. And you're getting all 3 pieces for $160.
Wow.
You're getting the blazer, the vest, and the trouser, all for $160. These prices are incredible. It comes in this beautiful green, and it also comes in an off-white. So really fresh, perfect colors for summer. And then I styled it with this beautiful pendant necklace, which also is from Joe Fresh for just $16. This really lovely structured bag for just $25. And then check out these beautiful sandals. I love them so much.
Wow.
Only $29. This is such a good dupe. Yes.
They
I
look
thought the same
fancy.
thing. They look designer, but without the price tag.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are going to sell out really, really fast. So make sure you get on these immediately.
Incredible. I'm going to talk what size foot you have later on. But before we get to that, listen, I run a little bit hot. Literally just had a hot flash 2 minutes ago. So what suggestion do you have for those of us who run a little hot in the summertime?
Okay, so what's amazing about this 3-piece suit is it actually is a 4-piece suit, because you can also buy the short, the matching short, for just $35.
Oh my God.
That's so cute. And again, with all of these pieces being wardrobe staples for your summer wardrobe, you can re-wear this endlessly with stuff you already have at home.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Such a cute look.
Okay, Erica, it is no secret that I am a hippie at heart. I love bright colors for summer, so I'm excited to see your last look, which is on Sam. So come on out and show us.
Sam!
A total 60s throwback. Isn't this great?
Fun. One piece, 2 pieces?
This is a 2-piece set.
two.
This is a tank top, and this is a skirt. And yes, it is done in crochet. It is so cute. I love the vintage colorway. I love the texture. Crochet being one of the biggest textures for summer. And then we kept that 60s vibe going by styling it with a really fun pair of rose-colored sunglasses, this really cute macrame bag, also for just $34. By the way, the matching set you're getting for under $80.
Wow.
Also such a great price point. Wow. And then finish it off with, yes, these shoes are even from Joe Fresh, guys. They're so cute. For just $44.
Wow.
So good.
It's so cute.
Okay, Erica, we have to have one last look at all these looks, so come on out. So incredible.
I feel like each look channels one of you guys. So good.
Erica, fabulous looks.
Thank
This is
you.
getting me so excited for dressing for summer. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. All of these matching sets, don't forget you can grab them. You're going to look adorable in Joe Fresh this summer. Up next, everybody, body and posture expert Liza Egboga guides us through some soothing stretches that combat period pain. So we'll be back with that right after this.
Welcome back. For many women, menstrual symptoms can be uncomfortable or even painful. A recent survey found that almost 76% of women who say they have abdominal menstrual pain have to push themselves to continue on with their daily activities.
So listen, if you are concerned about your period pain, of course, go see your healthcare provider. But if you're experiencing discomfort and need maybe some at-home relief, our next guest is here to walk us through stretches that are designed to help us. So please welcome back to the show, body and posture expert, Liza Egboga. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Good to have you here. So let's dive right in. You say that there are stretches that can actually help you with your menstrual pain. How?
Absolutely. So stretching is great for relieving muscle tension, and a lot of period pain is due to muscle tension. So by relieving that, you can help relieve that as well. And not only that, they help to calm the nervous system so that you feel more relaxed, more stressed. And then they also release endorphins, which are the feel-good neurochemicals in your body, so you naturally feel better. And endorphins also help with pain relief.
Okay, so let's start. You've got, this is what you're calling your preferred pose. It is the standing cat-cow.
Yes.
All right, so what are the, let's do it, and
What
what
are
are
we
the
doing?
benefits
Yes.
of
So
this?
to start with it, we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, and then we're going to put a light bend in our knees and stick our butt out a little bit, and your palms are on your thighs. And then you're going to lean forward a little bit, and then you're going to arch as much as you can, and then you're going to go the other way, making a nice curve in your back. So you're going to breathe in and arch, and then you're going to exhale and go the other way. Now, as you are doing this, you can feel that it's actually mobilizing your spine and taking pressure off of your lower back. And you may notice that your abdominal region is getting a little bit of a massage as you're doing this, which can help combat bloating. So this is amazing. So you get bloating relief and you get lower back relief, which are very common when you have your period.
That feels really good. Okay, so now you say the Pilates roll down also helps to alleviate menstrual pain and bloating. Talk to us
Yes,
about
absolutely. So for this one, you're going to be all nice and relaxed, and your spine is stacked almost in little blocks. So what you want is those to fold over, and you're just going to let yourself hang as your fingers reach to the ground.
Do your fingers need to reach the ground?
Oh no, they don't have to, as far as you can go, but just so that you're feeling and relaxed, and that you're feeling a nice stretch through your lower
Is your
back.
head like hanging really heavy?
Yeah, let it hang. Let everything hang. And
Hold
let
on,
the-
my hair might fall off.
Hold on to that ponytail, girl.
Just gonna hold my ponytail.
Yes, well, as long as you're getting the stretch in your lower back, and you can feel that things are loosening up in your lower back,
feels
you're getting
good.
blood flow to your head, which means that you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the one made for rest, relax, and digest.
Are we knees bent here, or we're like
They
stiff-legged?
just have a little bend. You never
little
want to
bend.
lock your, you
Don't
never
lock
want to
them.
lock your
Okay,
knees.
all right.
And then when
okay.
you come up, you want to slowly come up, feeling each part of your spine slowly stacking back on top of each other. There you go.
We might not be able to might not get through the rest of the show. Okay, moving on. You say this next move promotes relaxation and reduces congestion in our pelvic region. It's something called the butterfly pose.
Yeah,
What is
so
this?
let's take a seat.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to sit, and we're going to have our feet touching each other. And we're going to use our hands to hold them together. And at the same time, you want your elbows to be touching your thighs.
Okay.
So now you can use your hands as an anchor to pull you down, so that now your elbows are pushing down into your thighs, so that you're increasing the stretch.
Yeah, I can feel the stretch right now.
Yeah, so you want your knees to go as far down close to the mat as you can.
Okay.
And now while you're doing this, you're feeling a great stretch in the groin, you're feeling a stretch in your hip flexors, and you probably feel some relaxation, because although it's a little, because
Guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm
Yes.
feeling something, but it's not
yes,
relaxation.
because that area tends to be so tight, especially during your period, by releasing it, you might feel some discomfort, but as it releases, then it starts to move into comfort.
Okay. How
I'll take your
long
word
is
on it.
this?
I'm gonna take your word
And
on it.
the increased blood flow by stretching this region also helps reduce uterine contraction. So that's great for cramping.
Okay.
Okay.
Of course. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you say that this next pose relieves tension in the lower back and promotes better circulation. So walk us through this downward dog.
Yes. So now we're going to go to all fours. And we're going to have our palms flat on the mat. And you're going to have your toes curled under on the mat as well. Okay? And now you're going to use that you're going to push down on your feet and bring your pelvis up into the air, so that you're in a V, an upside down V. And you're gonna feel a stretch at the back of your leg and your lower back.
Okay.
As you feel that stretch, you now want to lower your heels towards the mat, and you will feel the stretch deepen in your calf muscles and the back of your legs.
Yeah, can we pedal the heels down? Like, both of mine aren't going down at the same time.
Do they need to go down at the same time?
Ideally, we want to create balance, so you do want to bring them down at the same time rather than pedaling them, but whatever works for you, as long as it's comfortable, that's perfectly fine.
And how are we supposed to feel? Is this supposed to be comforting?
Yes. So this is going to feel like a great stretch, but you'll also feel that some of the blood will rush towards your head. It rushing towards your head again is going to activate that parasympathetic nervous system to calm you. And that stretch in your lower back is going to help relieve some of those cramping in your pelvis and in your back.
Yeah, I do that every night before bed.
Amazing.
For everything, though.
That's good.
Yeah. And it's not comfortable in the moment. It just gets comfortable later.
Okay.
And you can feel it stretches everything, right?
It stretches everything.
I just
you know.
grab a cup of tea and
Okay, listen, a lot of women will also report headaches. when they
Yes,
have
so
their
now we
periods
can
as well.
sit. Let's get comfortable.
Okay, let's get comfy.
Yeah.
And this is an acupressure point called Hegu. So what you're doing is you're going in between the web between your pointer finger and your thumb, and you're using the pad of those other fingers on the opposite side and applying pressure to that web. That meaty
Everyone's
part.
doing it. I love this.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yes. And then if you want more pressure, you can even use the knuckle, and then you can do it like this so that you're doing more pressure.
How
like right
hard
at
are
the
we
joint.
pinching?
The thing is, it should feel a little bit uncomfortable. So if it feels like, oh, I don't feel anything, you're not doing it hard enough. So you definitely want to feel like, ooh, this, you know, I feel that. So you don't want to make yourself pass out in pain, but you do want to feel that. And you want to hold it for 30 to 60 seconds.
Okay.
Now,
go ahead.
Yes, in traditional Chinese medicine, this is great for headaches, but also it is great for bloating. So there was a 2017 study in the Journal of Acupuncture and Meridian Science that showed that by doing this, it actually speeds up gas movement through our digestive system. So you get headaches and bloating in one.
So if you have an evening dress you want to wear and you got a little belly, you just hold this down for a few minutes and you're ready to go?
Yep. I do this every day. All the time.
Every show now.
All day, this is what it's going to be.
Tips for life. Liza, thank you so much for these. These were awesome. I feel better already. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this. Next week on The Social, we've got tips on how to find the right hairstyle for your face shape. This is going to be interesting. Also, Arkel's frontman Max Kerman is back, and he'll be telling us about his brand new book. It's called Try Hard. It's a framework for how to get started on your own creative pursuits. And also, best-selling cookbook author Greta Podleski is going to be back showing us recipes from her new book, Every Salad Ever. Jess, do you remember there was a huge debate on this show years ago? Like, is salad a meal?
Is a salad a meal? Of course
it is. Is a salad a meal?
I argued it was.
Yeah,
Who said it wasn't?
Lainey said it was not a meal.
argued it wasn't.
She's not here anymore.
We disappeared her.
We disappeared her for the salad. It's true. Big thank you to our guests as well. I don't know, you were all in the audience doing all of these stretches, but those moves are just great.
Simple. I do feel much better. Look, I didn't even put my shoes back on.
I will say that we were talking backstage, just noticing that maybe both you need to stretch a little more.
You know what?
You
feel judged.
You seem a little stiff, just a little bit like you might need to, you know, like I think you guys are very fit.
You both are very fit.
Very fit.
You know what? I have sacrificed mobility for strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we
I've got the
have
strength.
excelled in other parts of our lives.
Correct.
Cynthia.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. There
We're not
it
as
is.
bendy as you are, Cynthia. Stiff as wood is what we'd like to call it, but sure, that's fine.
To everybody watching, don't forget if you're watching us here and you think, oh my gosh, I'd like to watch the show or maybe send it to somebody. We are on Crave. We are streaming, people. We're on Crave, we're on YouTube, and also, of course, our podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for tuning in. See you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Just a little, like a little.